So, welcome everyone, or welcome back to the alternative F1 season, where I take the current race that we just had in Formula 1, look at the nearby tracks and go, where can we have a race if F1 couldn't race in that location? We've just had the Monaco Grand Prix, and so I'm looking to see where we could have an alternative Monaco Grand Prix. Now, you probably recognise the track already as being the start at Le Mans, but a track that I genuinely think would be great, they ran there in the 60s, would be Circuit Bugatti, which is here. It has this starts and it runs off down to the side. But of course this is sim, your Circuit Bugatti goes off that way and they use MotoGP. But this is sim racing, so we don't have to abide by real rules. So what would F1 be like if they used Circuit de la Sarthe? 24 hours of Le Mans circuit. Well, let's recenter the view. Let's head down the Morzan Straight, have a look and see how it would be. It's going to be a bizarre race. It's only going to be 6 laps because it's such a long track. So I don't know how quickly the race is going to go by. So it's going to be weird. So I can take you on the first opening lap here to remind you of the circuit. So that was the first chicane. There are 2 chicanes down the Morzan Straight. Look, we're also always try and be a driver of the day. Wasn't driver of the day last time out in Spain because I pre-recorded that. Whereas this is after the Monaco Grand Prix. So Sergio Perez in his 3rd ever F1 win at Monaco. Quite rightfully deserved driver of the day. So we are Sergio Perez. So heading down to the 3rd part of the Morzan Straight. Going up to Morzan Corner. You don't want to go too wide over there, it's actually quite bumpy. Down in there, round Morzan Corner. Nice and easy. Now, I think with Formula 1 cars, they don't have a huge amount of top speed, whereas Le Mans cars and such obviously do. Le Mans cars are actually faster around the straight than Formula 1 cars. That's actually off circuit, yeah, lap will not be counted. That's fine, it's an out lap. Whoop. Turning was a bit later for Indianapolis. Locked up a bit. It is meant to be raining. It's not coming through perfectly, but the circuit is meant to be a bit damp. As the Monaco Grand Prix was, well, heavy rain going to dry. That's the problem with each of the mods. Sometimes mods just don't work with the weather mod. That's fine. We come up to Porsche curves. So it's a very, very high speed circuit. I am lifting off for those. Oh, you got to lift off more for that one. And that is already 5 minutes of the 15-minute practice session I've got. So, and I'm yet to set a lap time. Got to see how the car behaves as well, so I'm going to buckle down for the remainder of practice. I'm only going to get a couple of laps in. Can I find the braking point? Okay, it's pit entry. I will remember that for the final chicane around Circuit de la Sarthe. Right, let's try my first flying lap around Circuit de la Sarthe. I was on soft tyres. Might be out, I'm not sure, so that was nice through there. I've got more front wing than I do rear wing. It's like a 9.8 or something like that in Assetto Corsa terms. Not in the F1 game, but look at that, it handles like a dream through the first part of the track. And of course you want low wing because you've got such a long straight coming down the Morzan. Set the ERS to top speed to try and give me the best I can, 340 kilometers per hour. As we look for the braking zone. Third gear incredibly slow in comparison. you go along here completely flat out, going over, you know, ideally over 200 miles per hour, and then you've got to come down to about third gear and do about 70. So other chicanes are there to slow the Le Mans cars down, and I guess to keep the drivers awake so they're not doing like 3 kilometers just down a straight. So I keep the DRS open every time I come straight out of the corner. The reason I'm not using all the track is that isn't technically part of the track, the white lines are. So I can't really go across there, it's a bit dirty out there. So the braking zone for this is right on the apex of that first part. Missed the corner a little bit, but that is fine. There is someone ahead. I kept seeing the blue advertisement and thought Williams was right behind me, but it isn't. So a little blind crest, you got to look for that. I'm worried about the my ERS running out. I'm coming up to Indianapolis now, so this can provide a bit of braking. Some ERS back. Second part of it, there we go. Try and keep firing along. There is a car up front. Fifth gear was probably a bit too slow through there, but you can do that part all flat. In fact, even that part, then you got to start lifting off. Probably still go a bit faster through there. Right, spot my braking zone. It is beginning of that pit entry. Oh, just made it. Looking up the front wheel. Oh, locked up the back and the front. And across the line to set a lap time of a 3 minutes 9, putting me currently third on the grid. I have 13 minutes left of qualifying. So that means, what, 3 more laps if I just keep pushing? But it does work out at a decent rate, a decent length even. I thought 6 laps wouldn't be a lot, but if it's a 3 minute 10 lap time, think about it, that's like a 1 minute 40 lap. If you divide it by 2, half of this lap is a 1 minute 40, and that's what you do at Spa, which is the longest circuit on the F1 calendar. So 6 laps, it works out about 12 laps of Spa, which is about right. Okay, so this will realistically be my final lap. There's still about 4 minutes to go, but I'm going for a run now using hot lap mode rather than top speed. Yeah, there's 3 minutes to go actually, so I might just get this lap in, might go for another one, but I'm going to run out of ERS by the end of the next lap, so I've got to go with it here. I've been tactical and let the AlphaTauri go in front of me, so I can try and keep up with that AlphaTauri. God, I'm bouncing all over the curbs. I'm really pushing it, aren't I? Nice cut there of that. Right, so yeah, so I've got hot lap mode, so already I am gaining speed on what I've done. I'm already in negative time, like improving. So yeah, I'm going to follow this AlphaTauri. Hopefully I don't get too close into the braking zone of here. No, I don't. That's good. Follow him through nicely, and now I can just use him a little bit more to sail past. So already I'm half a second up. I was currently P4. I'm half a second faster already this lap, which is good. That sailed through nicely. Still got a nice amount of ERS left in the bag. I've come through the major fast bit and I've got half my ERS left, which is a good thing, because the remainder of the lap there's more lifting and braking. So again, coming into Lausanne, could have carried a bit more speed through that. I'll have to see when I come to the end of the lap if I have enough ERS, I think, to be able to carry on. It seems to be going up here, which is... which is concerning. I didn't have the DRS open. That cost me so much time. Okay, I've got to make sure I'm on hot lap, and I've got to try. I didn't have the DRS open. That cost me so much time down that straight. Well, okay, if that's the case, hot lap still, and I'm going to try and get to the checkered flag. Trying to get to the line before the checkered flag. Also going to try and let this lap count as well. I don't have time to check the time. 9 seconds. 6 seconds, I can do one more lap. Damn it, I didn't improve. So, put medium tyres on for this. I did not improve. I'm just gonna reset it because a few of them still say wet tyres. Some still say mediums. Whatever. I did not improve. So I'm starting P4. Both Ferraris are in front of me, and then both Red Bulls. We then have the Mercedes, George Russell, Lando and Lewis. Isn't that pretty much how the race finished, more or less, just with Sergio up there? Ricciardo, Ocon, Zhou, Magnussen, Bottas, Gasly, Tsunoda, Alonso, Schumacher, Vettel, Latifi, Albon and Lance Stroll. So, it is, you can see the cluster in the back, it is a Le Mans style. It's not leaning up there, but it is like 3 wide on the grid. It's lights out and away we go for the Le Mans Grand Prix, I guess. 2 Ferraris running off quite happily. I don't know where a teammate is. He's dropped behind George Russell. So it's currently a Ferrari 1-2, as it was for a good chunk of the Monaco Grand Prix. Get a warning for that, so that's fine. Now I've just got to try and make sure that I tuck in behind these guys as well. So it's still end of lap 1. I'm gaining very quickly on Carlos Sainz, I think that is. I think I've got second place going into Lausanne. Oh, I've got more straight line speed than Leclerc. Let's get him into Indianapolis. Wonderful, I managed to pass both Ferraris quite easily. Shows how powerful DRS can be in places. I mean, around Circuit de South you can have DRS open pretty much the entire time. It's so fast. But now I am the sitting duck and they are going to follow me. So if you watch the Indy 500, this is the sort of strats that they apply there. Uh-oh, here come the Ferraris. Guess I was slow in a couple of sectors there. Both of them coming right for me. They're making a move as well, so I don't know which one's going to try and come at me, but being attacked by 2 of them. Looks like Sainz ahead of Leclerc. I'm managing just to stay ahead of them. Clearly, I think, have a somewhat faster car in straight line. I think they're quicker in the corners than me, but I'm quicker down the straights, and that's always the payoff with Le Mans, and that's the payoff here. Those two Ferraris are very equal, so equal they're constantly side by side, and I can pull away through the fast bits, so that's what's keeping me in the lead, and not just sitting in 7th as I did there. Oops, I cut the chicane. So I've quite rightfully penalised that, but I've got both Ferraris right by behind me now. Like I said, they're quicker through the curvy bits, which is what starts this track. They're going to be right up my gearbox. Just got to do what Sergio Perez did in the Monaco Grand Prix, just make my car as wide as possible. I love that sequence of corners. Cool, didn't count as corner cut. I'm good. Right, now try and run away. I don't think that's going to happen. He's deep in my slipstream. I can't defend against Carlos. Carlos is alongside. Right. The game of leapfrog begins. That is if I can make sure Charles Leclerc doesn't try and get past me. G is going to try and do. Charles Leclerc's now on the inside. Oh, yep, there he is. Keeping one, I'm going to hit the bollard. But we are going to go side by side. Still there, he's still there, he's still there, but the good thing is he's not in my slipstream anymore. That's the main thing. But I have let Carlos run away a little bit. Lower my recovery of ERS, give myself a little bit more power. Oh yeah, look, that's helping a lot. Oh, gaining through there. That was good. So I'm right up behind him again as we now start the penultimate lap. So, starting lap 5 or 6, 2 laps to go. Carlos Sainz leading ahead of Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen. I mean, who else is going to be in the top 4 as I lock both front wheels? I got that all sorts of wrong. And now Charles Leclerc is directly behind. He's going to have a better run, and I've fallen out of the slipstream of Carlos Sainz, and the game lagged. That wasn't fun. Okay, last lap. I've got to really push. Carlos Sainz is 3.7 seconds ahead. He just managed to pull ahead, and I've got Charles Leclerc all over the back of me. I've got to hope for a miracle, actually, with catching Sainz. And I've got to hold off Leclerc, who got a better run out of that corner than me. I've got to be aware that Leclerc is on the outside. Okay, but now I've got a straight line speed advantage. Whoop. I'll take that place back, Charles. Thank you very much. but I'm still so far back from Carlos. Come on, let's try and keep ahead of Leclerc. I don't think I'm going to catch Sainz, sadly. I mean, he's not too far ahead, but I think still more than I'm going to be able to catch him. Definitely pulling away from Leclerc as well, so it's looking like a second place. Dip into Morzan. Little lock up from the rears. I think I am gaining on Sainz, but depends. I need to be able to catch him. That's the caveat to this. It's going to be really tricky because the lap's coming to an end now. Through Indianapolis for the last time. Come on. I don't think I'm going to catch him through the final part. The Ferraris have more downforce than I do. I'll try my damnedest though. Do it through there. Really nice line through the Porsche curves. Tuck it tightly in, lift off a little bit down a gear, pick it the other way. The G-force has been so intense. Take that corner, take that corner. With me coming through the first chicane and Carlos Sainz going through the second chicane, Carlos Sainz wins the Le Mans Grand Prix. Sergio Perez comes second. Charles Leclerc third, Max Verstappen fourth. Whew, what a race. So, we saw the top four. It was then George Russell finishing in the top five, as he did in the real race. Yeah, in that position. Lewis Hamilton sixth, Lando Norris seventh, Ricciardo, Bottas and Mick Schumacher climbing up to P10. Ocon, Zhou Yu, Tsunoda, Alonso, Vettel, Magnussen, Albon, Gasly, Tiffy and Stroll in the Aston Martin. That was fun. I always thought the Formula 1 cars wouldn't work too well around Circuit de la Sarthe, but I think that probably proved me wrong. That was actually quite a fun race. Obviously it's difficult with DRS because you can just use DRS wherever. There's something close you can go too wide in places, and obviously it's a good fun track and a grade 1 track because they do the 24 Hours of Le Mans there, but I mean F1's never going to race around that track. It is too straight and it's too long, and there's too many full throttle sections, but that's good fun. I would love F1 just to do the Bugatti circuit so we get that iconic start, seeing the iconic start pit straight. That would be cool, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. And that's the fun of this series. So if you like this series, be sure to subscribe, because I'll be doing the whole season. I did all of last season as well, so there'll be a playlist in the end credits that you click to see the end series. And I hope you enjoyed this one, and see you in a couple of weeks' time for Azerbaijan. I'm actually going to be away on holiday, so that one I'm going to pre-record as well, so I won't actually know what's happened for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, but I will be releasing that video shortly afterwards. But take care guys, see you then, bye bye.